not ready. No, I am for realsies.
Okay,
Okay.
well, welcome back, everybody. This is the Cindy and Char's B2 podcast, where we were born in the 70s, raised in the 80s, and influenced by the 90s. And now we're here to have fun with you. I am Cindy.
I am fantastic.
Of course, you are.
But I go by the name Char
Yeah, in real life.
in real life.
All right, Char. So, what are you drinking?
I am drinking. Oh, hold on one quick second. I forgot to take my earrings out. And with these, you know that these are called cans in the journalism radio forum. These are called
No.
cans. Anyways, my
Okay.
cans, not these cans, but these cans. Anytime I wear earrings, they stab me in the head. So I forgot to take them out.
Yes.
Anyways, okay, I have drinks. I'm so excited. So earlier this week, I went to Total Wine just because I wanted to get just a bunch of different things that I've never tried before that sounded good, that looked good. One of the things I've never heard of, never had, I'm super excited to try it. And one, I've had this brand before, but I've never had this. And I am so excited about it. So for my first one.
Oh, a strawberry white Russian?
Right? Okay. And we know these are really high ABV. 13%. I'm expecting that it's going to taste like strawberry Nesquik, but with booze in it. That's what I'm thinking it's going to taste like. So, yeah, it's creamy like the other White Russian.
Creamy.
Oh my gosh.
Is it so good?
Yes. So it tastes like strawberry Nesquik. Not super sweet though. Maybe 2 scoops of powder instead of 4 scoops of powder. And then it's boozy like a White Russian. That's going to be dangerous because it's 13%. That's, oh my goodness, that's delicious. I am really glad that I bought a 4-pack of that one. I was on my way out of Total Wine, and all of a sudden they had, because I went up and down like every aisle. And then as I was walking out, I was like, wait a minute, they had a whole display of Cutwater. And they had this one in there. And I was like, oh, because back in the aisle, they didn't have that one. So, okay. This is another one I'm really excited about too. So years ago, I went to Ireland. I think it was my birthday. Yeah, I went for my birthday to, I sound super bougie. I like to go somewhere fun for my birthday. Paris, Ireland, whatevs. But I went to the Jameson factory while I was there, even though I'm not a whiskey drinker. I don't really care for whiskey. But we did one of the reserve tastings. So the normal tasting at Jameson is like, I don't know, 40 euro. The reserve is like 140 euro. But it was really, really good. Anyways, since then, I'm still not a huge Jameson fan until I saw this.
What? It looks like an orange.
Yeah. So it's an orange. So it's a Jameson orange spritz made with Irish whiskey. So it's made with Irish whiskey, natural orange and lime flavors, and carbonation. So the Cutwater is not carbonated, but this Jameson one is. And it's, let me see the ABV on it real quick. 7%.
Okay, I have a 2-part question.
Okay. Okay. Yes, in the front row.
Yes. So the first one you said is not carbonated, but you wouldn't want a creamy drink to be carbonated, right? That would be weird.
Oh yeah, probably.
Right? Okay.
Probably. But I would try it.
Okay. And then the second one, you called it a spritz. Is there a CH in there?
No. Did I say? I meant spritz.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah, it's a new kind of spritz.
It's a spritz.
It's a spritz. Okay, so I'm going to try the Jameson one.
2 for 2.
That's really good. Also, it definitely, you could taste the orange. It's definitely carbonated. There's another, it tastes like an orange lifesaver
Oh, yum. Okay.
and carbonated.
Speaking of lifesavers, you know what I miss? Do you remember
What's
at
that?
Christmas you'd get that little Christmas book?
Storybook?
Yeah, with all the rolls of lifesavers. I miss that.
You know,
They
they still
have,
have those.
I've seen them, but they were the jelly, like the gummy lifesavers.
Oh,
I didn't want those.
I've seen them with all butter rum,
Yeah,
which
those are
remember
good.
I love the butter rum
Yeah.
ones. But I've seen them. I feel like Walmart carries the storybooks that has the OG lifesavers in it.
Okay, well, I looked and I didn't see it last time, so.
Okay, so my drinks are friggin' delicious. These are going to go down quick, and one is 7% and one is 13. So I might be slurring by the end of this. We'll
You
see
might
what
be
happens.
speaking in cursive by
I
the
might
end
be
of the
speaking.
podcast.
Yep, I might be speaking in cursive. So, okay, what you got? Do you have anything new?
I do. I have 2.
Oh, funny, you have a tall one and a regular one. I have a tall. Oh, but they're opposite. My tall one is a colored.
And my
that's
okay.
funny.
So I have no idea what these are. They are from the stash that when Chris went and got me all these ones to try.
Yes.
I've just forgotten about them, and so I said put some in the fridge for me, and then I said put some in these little containers for me. I don't know what they are, so
okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Did he say if he got all beer, or are they different things?
Know.
You don't know. You don't know. Okay.
No, but this one's looking kind of dirty on the top. So let me
of the ones you've had, so have you kind of been keeping track of those surprise ones? How many have you liked? Because I feel like you haven't really liked very many of them.
No, I have not kept track, but I bet I've liked maybe 2.
Okay.
I'm kind of picky. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they both have been sitting kind of over by Avery's crate, so
got it.
they look like they got
my
something.
Gosh, this B2, you have got to go and try one of these.
Which was the White Russian, the strawberry
White
Russian?
If you like strawberry Nesquik, like strawberry milk, and if you like booze, you will like it. It's so good.
So should I try the tall or the short?
Go with the small one, because great things come in small packages. Just ask me, I know.
Okay. Okay, whatever it is, it has bubbles.
Okay. Carbonated, that's good.
Yeah. I'm thinking it's some sort of maybe a fruity beer, possibly.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So maybe not carbonated, just
beer.
Like foamy kind of bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Oh, that looks good. That looks promising.
It's very good.
Ooh, is it beer?
Yeah. It reminds me of Unibrew beer with the I love
Did you say unibrow?
Unibrew. It's UNIBROU. It's Canadian, I think.
Okay.
Okay, I gotta see what this is.
Okay. Oh, I'm so excited that you like it.
Oh, it's a Hefeweizen.
Okay, Hefs. I love Hefs.
I don't know if it's
Fallout.
It's Fallout. Brewed by Manhattan Project Beer Company out of Dallas.
Okay.
And it's a 5.3%.
So it's a Hef. I love Hefs.
It says Fallout is a German-style Hef with a soft mouthfeel and a balanced presence of clove and banana. This wheat beer is easy drinking with enough bitterness to offset the malt sweetness. It is also one of the most approachable and enjoyable beer styles that harkens back to early beer days. It has this scale right here, and it says it's a clove scale.
So you said clove and one other thing, banana. Can you taste those flavors in it?
I'm really bad at that.
Oh.
So,
you should have faked it, because I thought you were going to be like, yes, the clove is about a 2 scale.
Oh, God, no. Mine's kind of basic. It's either yummy or gross. I don't know. And I mean, sometimes I can get a flavor or something, but no, I love this beer actually. I'm super excited.
Okay,
I mean,
what's it called again? Hold it up one more time,
oh,
because
it's
I'm
called
gonna write it down real quick.
Fallout,
Okay.
and it's by the Manhattan Project Beer Company out of Dallas, and it's a hef. I've actually tried a lot of hefs because I always liked hefs, and
hmm
lately I never find any that I like, but this one is delicious.
So speaking of half, I know you have one more, but real quick. So
Mm.
one of the no, it was the first kiss. So Isaiah and I were just friends. We were coworkers at the time, and we had went out after work, and we had stopped at Widmer,
Oh
which
yeah,
is,
yeah.
Widmer's big. They're very popular, known for their hef. So we were at Widmer, and there was this drunk guy that kept talking to me, and I was like, "Would you save me? Like, do something." And he's like, and finally, after like he switched seats, and we tried all this stuff, and the guy still wouldn't leave me alone. And then Isaiah looked at me and said, "Kiss me," and I was like, "What? No, ooh, weird." So when we got engaged, and so then that was when we were just friends. So then when we actually started dating and then we got engaged, we actually had engagement photos. We went down to Widmer and had engagement photos done.
That's
So
awesome.
maybe I'll post one,
Yes,
or you
you
can put
should.
one up, because
Yeah,
it,
you
it
have
was it was really cute.
you gotta send it to me.
Yes, yes, yes,
Send
yes,
me the picture. Okay,
yes,
you
yes,
want me to
yes.
try the
Okay.
next one?
Yes, yes, please
Okay.
do.
Okay. All right.
I
Oh,
like when you smell it first and give us your opinion on, like, when
if
you
I think
when
I'm
you
gonna like it.
yeah, when you start assessing just from the smell.
Okay. Just a second, because I might have got. I'm pretty. Well, I don't know if I'm good at smells, but okay.
I'm
I
not good at
almost
I'm not
think
good at smells.
I almost think it has a vanilla smell,
Oh, okay.
but I don't know
I do
why.
I do remember one of your beers. You're like, it smells like peach, and then there was no peach at
No,
all in it.
I know I'm horrible. I'm gonna guess. I don't know. For some reason, I think vanilla,
Okay,
but I don't know. I'm not smelling beer.
okay. It looks like it's a blue skinny. So
Yep.
maybe it's a cider or a seltzer.
That's delicious too. It
Two
tastes more
for
like
we're
a.
both 2 for 2.
It tastes more like okay. Now I feel like it tastes like maybe it's a cider, like a
Okay.
hard apple.
Oh, okay. Oh, I could see where vanilla might come in if it was like an apple cider.
Yeah. Okay. So are you ready to see what it is?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. I'm dying to see.
Oh, there's an apple. Ah,
Oh, I love the can. That's
it's
hilarious.
oh, okay. It is a Bishop cider days crisp apple,
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it.
and
Cider. Oh, Daze, Daze. I
yeah,
like that.
and it's 6.5%.
Ooh,
Um,
you're getting up there to Char style ABV.
yeah, it's delicious.
We're both 2 for 2. I love that. Okay, so like I have a very creamy drink and then a carbonated one. I can't drink them together. I have to do one and then do the other. But
Oh, I say do the. I think you should do the stronger one first because for
yeah,
me, when something's stronger, as it sits there and gets a little bit warmer, it tastes like too much alcohol to me. I like to drink it when it's fresh. So
this is
which
so
one was
good.
stronger on mine? I'll drink the
I
stronger
think
one.
your cider was stronger than the beer.
Oh, 5.3. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one, it's funny. It's on the back. It says it pairs well with banana bread, history, and sausage. And this beer are gonna get along real
Yeah.
well.
Hey, babe, I need you over here. I'm getting ready to drink this beer.
Yeah. At your service.
Oh, I love it. So I wrote that one down, the Fallout. I'm going to see if Total Wine has it. Here's the great thing
It's
about Total
delicious.
Wine. If they don't have it, they will order it for me.
That's
if they can get it. So I want to try that because I do like hefts. It's, I'm usually beer isn't my go-to.
Hmm.
But there's certain ones that I do like, which I do like hefts. I like pilsners. I like Japanese beers. So I think I would probably like it.
The next time you come out here, speaking Japanese made me think of this. We need to go to this awesome hibachi place. So they totally get you drunk for free. Just FYI. It's
Why
awesome.
have you not taken me there yet?
Well, because it's been since you were here.
Oh, since I was there
Trust me.
last.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know
Okay.
the hibachis where you sit around the table and they
Mm-hmm.
do all the chopping and all that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
the food's really, really good. It's great. But they have these things that look like a ketchup bottle, like a squeeze bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And well, it's filled with sake. And they'll be like, open your mouth. And they're like, for the
Oh.
longest time, like you're all, oh my God, like it's about to spill out of my mouth, I think.
So
And then
you're
they'll do it like a whole bunch of times. You're all,
okay. So you're
yeah,
saying we need to Uber there or have a DD.
yeah,
Maybe your daughter would be our DD.
maybe, but she could be right there too now because she turned 20.
I know. I know. I know. Does she did you guys enjoy a beverage on her 21st?
Yes, one, but she had school the next day, so
Oh,
college. So
okay.
she
Okay.
she just wanted to have one.
Did she ever try anything or have like
Yeah,
yeah, okay. Okay.
yeah, she likes to. Yeah, I mean, she doesn't care for beer, but she does
Mhm.
like a sweet wine. She definitely likes a sweet wine. Like
Oh, okay.
I'll make a spritzer and mix it with Sprite and like some fresh fruit and stuff. And
Oh,
she likes
I
that. But
love wine spritzers. We talked about how we
oh
used to
yes,
make those with my mom's boxed wine.
yes,
Well, so let's also just say real quick, your daughter is very responsible, is a very good girl.
yes.
So she's the type that if she was having drinks when she was underage, it was at home with you,
Oh
not
yes,
out with her friends or, driving
correct,
around.
correct, correct.
So now she's legal, so she can't be so we're all going to have to Uber.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah.
Except you need to come here next. I know you were just here,
Oh,
but we have we have a birthday trip that
yes.
you haven't taken yet. So
Okay.
you need to come here so we can do that. But
I know, I do.
or maybe I'll pop over there in between when we're finally able to get you over here. But
Yeah,
we need to do another in-person record.
that was fun.
Although the audio was all janky, but
I know it took us longer to get it set up than to record
this
it.
is true. This is true.
So what are we going to talk about today?
Okay, so it's funny. A lot of things have been coming up that has reminded me of camp. So when we were kids, we did several camps. We went to Girl Scout camp.
Yes.
We went to church camp. And we also did the 6th grade camp, which I'm not sure if that's something that everybody does. So I thought it would be fun to talk about camp because we had so much fun when we were kids going to summer camp. And we also did local camps, like we did Vacation Bible School, which was kind of like a day camp that you went to. And, so of the camps that we did Girl Scout camp, church camp, and 6th grade environmental camp.
Yes.
Okay. So do you have now that I've said those, does that bring back immediately, when I say Girl Scout camp, does a memory come back, or 6th grade camp, did a memory come back?
So, I do have a couple from 6th grade camp that are quite hilarious. Unfortunately, everybody, 6th grade was when Shar and I we were the first part
Separated.
of the year. Yeah, the first part of the year we were at the same school, but then the second part of the year I went to a different school. And so when it was camp time, unfortunately, we did not go to camp together. But my friend Jenny, so
she's
I hung
my
out
friend
with,
too.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Our friend Jenny.
Our friend Jenny. So
she might be upset that you didn't include me in that friendship. I'm just saying.
Maybe. I'm sure. I know she thinks that you're her friend too. Okay, our friend Jenny. So we hung out in 6th grade. And we definitely had a crush on, it wasn't our teacher. Our teacher was Mrs. Tucker, but there was Mr. McCall. And
Oh, I
Mr.
remember
McCall,
Mr. McCall.
we thought he was so cute, which now looking back, I'm like, I think he had like this big porn stash and, he wasn't bald. So I guess that made him cute. I don't know. He was very, very nice though.
Mhm.
So Jenny and I called him Mr. McBabe. And so, like, in our cabin, like each cabin had, I don't know, 6 girls or something like that. And then at night, the teachers had to patrol to make sure nobody snuck out, which is a very good idea, I'm sure. But up on the rafters, we wrote like, I heart Mr. McBabe. But one night when it was Mr. McBabe and Mrs. Tucker doing the, monitoring, walking around. And so we were looking out the little window and they walked past and they were all the way to like the next cabin or whatever. And we're like, okay, let's do it. So at the same time we yell, good night, Mr. McBabe. And we were just like, and then he yells back, good night, Cindy and Jenny. And we were like, we were so embarrassed. We're like, oh my God.
Okay, that's hilarious that a teacher like responded back to that and was like, good night, Cindy. That's funny.
It's like, I'm sure we thought we were being sneaky and obviously we were not. And then I have another 6th grade camp story. I was actually just telling my friend because she was like, what's your next podcast going to be? And I'm like, oh, we're going to talk about camp. And I told her this story. I go, it's funny. So I don't know how yours was, but each cabin had to come up with like a song/skit to perform. I don't know if do you remember that? Okay.
Well, so in all honesty, I don't remember 6th grade camp very well. Like I don't remember hardly anything about it, probably because you and I didn't go together.
That could be.
It's church camp that I have the most memories about. But anyways,
yes.
So
okay, so we had to come up with a skit and you had to come up with the verses and the chorus and everything to go along with it. And we had, I don't know if we picked our theme or if we were assigned a theme, but of course it was educational.
Of course.
So ours was about carnivores and omnivores and herbivores. And so we had to come up with some sort of skit/song. And I don't remember all the verses, but I do remember the chorus.
Are you going to sing it for us?
Well, yeah, I will.
Yes.
So it talked about like, like a carnivore does blah, 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 and talks about it, whatever. And then we'd say, I wish they all could be California carnivores. And it was one about like all these verses about an omnivore, and then same thing, like I wish they all could be California omnivore.
Because we also, just to mention, we grew up in California, so
yes.
Oh, that's hilarious!
If people can't tell, it was supposed to be the California Girls song to the tune of.
Yes.
But that, other than that, like I remember the boys I had crushes on at camp were Jimmy Z and I think a guy named Josh H.
Wait, so Jimmy Z, he went to, for some reason I was, he wasn't in mine. That's right. Yeah.
Yep,
yeah.
he was in mine, 6th grade.
Yep.
I thought
all the cool kids got to go to the junior high for elementary. I got stuck behind at the grade school. Why do you think
that they made me go?
We already talked about why you went, and that was because you hated our 6th grade teacher. There was one 6th grade teacher.
Was horrible.
She was terrible. So we know why you went over there, because you would have been there with me, and you would have went to the crappy 6th grade camp.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was called environmental camp, right?
That sounds right.
Why was what was the purpose of that camp? Like literally, I have very little memory of 6th grade camp.
I literally only remember doing that song, and I kind of remember what not the cafeteria, the mess hall or whatever. I
See,
kind
I
of
don't
remember
remember
what
that.
that.
I remember the cabins, what they
Hmm.
kind of looked like. I do remember because our parents, there was a parents' day, even though we were only there for like 3 days, right?
Have no idea. I don't remember.
But there was a parents' day, and I remember somewhere in the middle of camp, which I think was only like 3 days,
Day 2.
our parents got to come and visit. I remember Parents' Day, but I really don't remember anything else about sixth grade camp. I remember it being called sixth grade environmental camp.
That
That I
sounds
remember,
right.
but I don't know why.
Hmm.
I
I don't
don't know
know.
what the camp was for, but anyways,
I
so
don't know. But it was fun, I guess, from what I
yeah.
can remember.
Yeah, well, again, I don't like, I remember I have this vivid memory of the cabins because they were kind of like up on a little bit of a hill. I remember what they looked like. They had a stoop and like I
Hmm.
remember that,
Hmm.
but I don't remember the cafeteria. I don't remember what I did when I was there. I was there
Yeah.
for at least 3 days,
Yeah.
probably longer. We don't remember. I don't remember anything about it. I don't
Nope.
remember having maybe if I had somebody that I went to camp with
Hmm.
remind me of stories, maybe they would come back. But
Yeah.
because you and I didn't go together, I really just don't remember anything about it. It was terrible for me because you weren't there. You were there with all of the cool kids, and I was there with the primary kids. It was terrible. What I do remember though, so I do remember Girl Scout camp, which was so much fun, but church camp. We had so much fun at church camp, and we did that for many years. Like
Yeah.
we went to church camp like every summer,
What
and
was
it
your
was a
first
week.
year? Yeah.
Oh God, I don't remember that.
Because I feel like my first year that I went, I feel like I was 10, and I don't remember you being there because I feel like I was kind of just by myself.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't.
And I have a memory about that too. Let me just tell you real quick
Your
because
first one, or
my very first one, yeah,
oh, okay.
where I don't remember like getting to hang out with anybody in particular, but I remember that I'm like, nobody's making me take a shower. Oh my God, this is so cool.
Oh my God, I have a funny story about the showers when you're
So
done.
all week, no shower because nobody made me. And so literally when my mom picked me up, she just looked at me and she was like, "What did you do?" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "You are filthy from head," because it's out there in the
Yeah,
mountains and it's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
dirt and
It
you're
was a little
running
town.
around.
It was a little town called Chester in
No, no,
California.
no,
Wasn't
it
it?
wasn't.
Yeah, church
No,
camp
that's
was
where
in
we.
Chester.
No, no, no. No, Chester's on the. I thought that was where we went on the snow, in the snow, that one
Yeah,
youth
we did
rally.
that too, but I could have swore that our camp was in Chester also.
Okay, I'll ask
We'll
my
have to
mom.
we know I have to be fact checked about everything that comes out of my mouth. So
Yeah,
fact check this and then we'll talk about it on the next podcast.
yeah.
But I
I
could
know.
have swore our church camp was in Chester.
I'm pretty sure Chester was where the one that we did with the inner tubes down the snow and somebody got
It
stuck at the bottom and all that.
it was.
But
I
that
remember
wasn't
that.
no. No, I don't think so. So we'll find out.
Well, because that's up in the mountains, so it would make sense that that's where camp was too.
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, there's a very good probability that I am wrong. I will just say that right now. Are you texting your mom?
Yeah.
Yeah, text her right now. We'll get this figured out before the next podcast. So while you're texting your mom, let me just tell you. So a couple things that are like I just always remember about church camp. So maybe I wasn't there the first year with you.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember the year that you got laryngitis and ended
No,
up having to leave.
it
Did you
ended
have
up being pneumonia.
pneumonia? Okay. I just remember you could not talk. And
And I was just coughing the whole time.
that was the year that your hair was like at shoulder length, which was really cute. You didn't have a perm, but you like gelled the whole side back. Remember?
Oh yeah, I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, yeah.
That
And you
was seventh
probably have a
grade.
school picture. Yeah, you
Yeah.
have a school picture that way
Oh,
too.
I'll find it.
So,
Yeah.
but I remember the minister ended
Mhm.
up Mr. Oliver, ended
Yeah.
up having to drive you home,
Yes.
but he had a really cool car. So you were kind of excited. Remember, it was a little sports car. Mr. Oliver had the little sports car.
I don't remember that at all.
You don't remember his sports car? It looked like a Mazda RX-7, but it was the Datsun version.
Oh.
And it was like a copper color. So he had to take you home and hit you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you don't remember that. That's so funny. Do you remember Mr. Oliver having to take you home though?
Oh yeah.
But you don't remember his sports car?
I was so sick. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's true. No, but this is the sports car that he had. This was like his normal car. Oh my gosh. Like a Datsun, what car? It literally looked like a Mazda RX-7, but it was the Datsun version.
Okay. Well, we'll have to figure that out.
It was a really cool sports car. Anyways, I remember that. But so do you remember at church camp, same thing with 6th grade camp, we would do like skits and songs.
Oh, yeah.
So you were supposed to be, I think, a spider or something, but you could barely talk. So you still tried to do the skit with us. So every night at church camp, we would all gather around a huge campfire, and there was a little stage, and each cabin would go up and do like a little skit or do a song or do something like that. And that year that you ended up with pneumonia, which we thought you had laryngitis because you could not talk. It was terrible. I want to say that you were like a spider. You were supposed to be a spider or something, and you ended up being a frog because all you could do was like croak. But I remember the next day is when Mr. Oliver ended up having to take you home because you were so sick and you could not stay there. Another very fond memory of church camp is a lot of the youth group, the older youth group, would be the cabin counselors.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have, like, part of youth group is you would go to different areas and visit other churches. You would have host families where you would stay at random people's houses. Remember the family in Arcata where it was a weird house and it smelled? She had like 1 million cats. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Yeah. I do.
So the cabin counselors were youth leaders from like all over.
Yeah.
And we would end up, I specifically remember Tom, but we called him Thom.
Because he spelled it Thom.
His name was Thomas, but he went by Tom for short and spelled it Thom. So we called him Thom. And you had the biggest crush on Ray.
I did have a crush on Ray. Yep.
They look at how old do you think they were looking back? Do you think they were in like their early 20s?
Probably.
Yeah. I feel like they were in their early 20s and were like 12 and 13 and, super young. But they were always so nice.
Oh, yeah.
And they were so sweet. And they were such gentlemen. And, of course, they knew that these were little girls with crushes on them. But they would never break our heart. Like, they would never do anything. Remember, like, I wrote letters to Thom.
Oh, I remember.
Right? You probably wrote letters to Ray, too. Because back in the day, we didn't have phones. There was no texting or following them on Insta or anything like that. We had to write letters and then wait, 4 days for it to get to them to be able to read it, write a letter in response, another 3 or 4 days. Then they would mail a letter back and that would take another 3 or 4 days. That's how we communicated back in the 80s.
That's true.
Did you ever write Ray?
No.
Were you pen pals with Ray?
I don't remember that for sure. I don't really think so. I don't think I was. Let me see if my mom answered.
Okay. It was Chester.
So it was near Chester.
Okay.
It was Lake Almanor.
Oh, okay. Right.
And it was called Sierra Bible Camp.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Sierra Bible Camp. I do remember that now.
But guess what? It burned down a couple of years ago with all the trees in a big forest fire.
No. Oh, tell Mom number 2, thank you. Now we're sad. Don't tell her we're sad. That'll make her sad if we're sad. But tell her thank you.
Well, she'll watch this and she'll know. She'll be like, "Oh my god, I'm famous."
That's what I thought. I thought it was right. I thought it was in Chester, but the fact that it was near Chester, like that makes sense. But I do remember the snow days in Chester, also sledding, and that's a
Yeah,
whole nother
we'd put
story.
like
But
5 of us on an inner tube and slide down a hill in the
which
snow.
you have pictures of that too.
Yeah, do you remember that?
Yes,
The
it
picture
looks like.
looks so Char, I think it was in Jeff L.
Yes.
Your two faces looked like some one weird face because of the way the picture took. Anyway, it was
Yeah, because
hilarious.
back then we had 8mm cameras that we
Yes.
had to take pictures with, not
Right.
phones. Like we couldn't tube with a phone.
Oh no.
We had to actually take pictures.
Yes.
Yeah, that is not camp related, but that was part of the youth group where we went up there and went sledding, and like in California, especially in Northern California, up near Mount Shasta and all up that way, there's a lot of places where you can just stop, get out of your vehicle and go sledding
Yeah.
or, go snowshoeing or whatever. And that's what we did. We went up to Chester and went sledding, and it was the whole church group, but there were a bunch of other people there too.
Oh yeah.
And so there was the Jeffs.
Yes.
That one of them you were dating probably at the time.
Sure I was.
Yeah. And the other one I had a huge crush on, and we used to make out at birthday parties, but we were never really birthday or boyfriend girlfriend.
Right.
But so all of us were on a tube together going down. And there was another girl in the youth group who she was a big girl for her age. And so the snow was very soft. It was very powdery. And she ended up sledding down. Well, when she got to the bottom, she basically got stuck.
Yeah.
She couldn't get up because her weight, she just kept sinking further and further in the snow, and she started getting hysterical.
Right.
It was great. And a bunch of the boys and guys had to go down there and, basically get her, which I'm sure looking back was totally embarrassing for her. We were probably typical 13, 14-year-old girls and probably made fun of her. But looking back, it was, like that was terrible for her. That was probably like scary and a horrifying feeling. But
right.
But we had so much fun sledding.
Oh yeah.
Which again, not camp related, but
that's all. But it's okay. What about when we went to? I think it was a Eureka youth rally, and we went out in the ocean. That was where that stinky house was.
Oh yeah.
We went out.
I don't remember that. You'll have to tell more of the story that you're about to tell because I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about yet.
Yeah, we went, like a bunch of us went out to the ocean. I remember it was dark and we were just wearing our clothes because we wanted to get in the ocean so bad. And so we were just soaked and it was freezing. But yeah, we just were running around being dorks.
So do you remember the one girl that was like picking her nose and then eating it during sermon?
Okay, hang on, because there is more detail that needs to be said about that. So we're all sitting in the pew for the sermon or whatever at a different church. There's probably like 5 or 6 of us. And we noticed that this girl is picking her nose, a kid was picking her nose during the sermon. And so we're all like, cluck, cluck. And so we're all looking. And then, so she was picking her nose.
I remember now.
But then she was putting it down in her lower lip down here. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, and then she kept doing it and she'd do it again. And so, I mean, we were all like, we're just like, what is going to happen? Oh yeah, we were glued. Don't know what the sermon was that day. Sorry. And then, remember, we all were just watching.
I know what you're about to say.
So bunch down into like where you'd put chew or whatever down under your lower lip. So she had done that several times, and at the end, she went.
Oh my God.
Those of you who are just listening and not watching, she used her tongue to get everything out from that lower lip and just, I guess,
she swept her lower lip with her tongue.
Yeah, that's what she did. That
Oh
one was
my, I
rough.
so remember. Didn't that woman's house smell like cat pee or something?
Yeah, and we were just sleeping on the floor, remember?
Oh, we always just slept on the
Yeah,
floor because
yeah.
these are just families that are like,
Yeah.
sure, we'll take
Yeah,
some kids.
I'll take 3 girls, or I'll take 2 boys, whatever.
Oh my gosh. You know, some of my most fond memories are from youth groups.
Oh, of
So
course. It was
we
so
would
much
go
fun.
we would go to the skating rink.
Oh, yeah.
We would have, I feel like it was Thursdays. We would do like youth some sort of youth group thing where we would go to somebody else's house. And you have a picture of
Oh!
this too, where I was in the red suspenders at Othello's house.
Yep, she would
So
have it a lot.
so we would go and do like study in at somebody's house. We would do sleepovers a lot, but the youth rallies were always the most fun because
Totally.
it was like 2 or 3 hours away.
Yeah.
You would stay with the host family. But I don't remember if we told this story or not, but there was a van that the church owned that any of the kids that were going, we would all pile in the van, and usually Mr. Oliver, the minister, he was the one that would drive us there. And then, get us to our host family. We would go to church. There were all these activities the days that we were there. But in the van, of course, all of us kids, like we all wanted to sit in the very back of the van. Nobody wanted to sit up front with Mr. Oliver, and nobody wanted to sit in the first bench seat with, close to Mr. Oliver. So we were all like probably, 5 of us are piled in the back seat that really only fits 3, but we're kids, so we fit 5. But I specifically remember we were listening to Motley Crue.
You did tell this one already.
Did I? And so it was Shout at the Devil. And every time we would keep it kind of low because Mr. Oliver only wanted us to listen to, Christian music. But like when it got to the part, Shout at the Devil, we would turn it up really loud and we're like, see, Mr. Oliver, it's Christian rock.
So bad. Oh
like
my gosh.
The drive from where we lived to Eureka, because we would go to Eureka a lot for youth rallies, but that drive's only like a 2-hour drive, right? Yeah.
Probably.
But
maybe
we did it maybe 3, but oh my gosh, it was so much fun. And, pit stops along the way. And there was a main group of us, you, me, my brother, the Jeffs, Brian C.
Yep, Brian.
Jenny wasn't part of
Monica M.
Monica, yep.
And Sabina.
And Sabina, yep. Yeah, Monica. She stayed with us at the cat pee house. She was part of our group. Yep. She was. Yep. That's when
sounds right.
She was showing us her trick that she could do. We're not going to talk about it, but
no.
There was a really interesting trick that she did, and I remember her doing it at that house too. I remember her doing it at your house. Your mom hosted one of the youth group nights.
We watched Karate Kid 3?
Maybe.
Do you remember the whole living room was full of kids?
Yes. You have a picture of that too.
I don't have it, but my mom does, I think.
Oh, okay.
And then somebody took their shoes off. And it
was... Yes.
You know who.
Wait, I don't remember who it was. I remember that though. Just give me the initials. I'll guess it. Oh, S?
Yeah.
SK?
Yeah.
Yeah. That doesn't surprise me.
Woo. That was bad.
Okay, so real quick, going back to church camp though.
Yes.
So we've talked about how I've had stitches so many times that I just thought that was normal, that every kid had stitches. Do you know that I ended up with stitches one time from church camp?
No, I don't remember.
Okay, so remember we had girls swim group and boys swim group. We weren't allowed to swim together.
Oh yeah.
So the camp had a pool with a diving board.
Do you remember the rule book?
No.
Remember no heavy petting was in there? And we thought that was the funniest thing. We're like,
Does your mom have a copy of the rule book still?
Maybe.
You should ask her. That would be hilarious to post some of the...
something. Oh, and it said no, boys are not allowed to go bathing with girls, which meant swimming, but...
Yep. Even though we're in bathing suits. Yeah, so we had to go in groups. The boys would go first and then we would go, or vice versa. I don't remember, but we weren't allowed to swim together. So they had boys swim group and girl swim group.
Yep.
But remember, before you went in the pool, you had to take a shower and you had to step in that
milky thing.
Yeah, of the milky. I'm sure there was some
for
sort of.
It's probably for athlete's foot, right?
100% was for athlete's foot. I don't know what was in there, but there were these pans that had like this milky liquid that we would have to step in there before we went in the pool. So you do remember having to shower. So there were locker rooms. You would change, whatever. Then you would go to the next room, which was the shower room. Then you could go out to the pool. Well, in the shower room, for some reason, maybe it was after we were swimming, I had to wash my hair because I am a natural blonde. My hair, I was very much a towhead. I had like white hair. So if I didn't wash my hair, I had to wash my hair with a special shampoo. Otherwise, it would get green. It would turn green from the chlorine. So when we got done swimming, I had to wash my hair. So we were in the showers. I was washing my hair. And remember, it was like one pole that had like 5 or 6 shower heads around it. So it was just one. Do you remember that?
No.
So when the shower area, it was this one big pole that had like 5 or 6 shower heads. So 5 or 6 people could shower at the same time. And then you would go and like get dressed and whatever. So I was washing my hair and I went to put my shampoo on the top of the shelf and there was no ledge. So it fell down and I was like, well, shit, that's my only shampoo. And it's like, day 2 or 3 of camp. I was going to be there for another like 2 or 3 days. So I decided to climb up the shower. So I like put my foot on the faucet handle, use the shower head to like pull myself up so that I could like reach down and get my shampoo out of the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
Well, the little metal ring on the back of the shower head had come off. So it was like this metal disc. So you know how like you have the plate against the wall and then the shower head's coming out of it. That plate was loose.
Oh.
It ended up cutting my knee. Somehow I hit that. I slipped and that plate cut my knee open. So I was bleeding everywhere. I'm like, it's fine. It's fine. So I ended up having to go to the nurse's station.
Oh, I remember that.
And they put butterfly stitches on it. Did you just have a new drink brought in?
No, I let him try this one before it's gone, and he missed out on this one. I already drank all of it, so sorry.
Yeah, this one's gone. Now I'm going for this one. I think this one's gone. It's gone. That was the strawberry milk. White Russian.
Okay, so you got the butterfly stitches.
Yeah, so they put the butterfly stitches in, and then when I got home, it wasn't healing. My parents ended up having to take me to the doctor, and they ended up actually having to put stitches in it. So that was one of the times I had stitches. It happened at church camp.
Of course.
Yeah.
Do you remember the midnight hikes?
Oh, I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Or like there.
I got you, B2. That was probably the best. We looked as 12, 13, 14-year-old girls. We so looked forward to the midnight hike.
Yeah.
So
is he gonna hold my hand?
Exactly. So there was always a boy that we had a crush on, and the midnight hike literally took place at midnight. So right, it was at midnight. Yeah. So we would all come out of our cabins, and we would all congregate as a group, and then we would take this hike that was like to a lake. So from our campsite, I don't even remember how long the hike was.
Very long.
It wasn't really. I feel like it was only like maybe 10 minutes that we walked. So there was a route that we would walk from the camp to get to the lake. And
Mhm.
then we would just, as a group, like we would sing songs and we would just enjoy the beauty of, God's earth,
Mhm. Mhm.
what was given to us. And we would always, every girl and every boy was planning who they were going to walk with on the midnight hike.
Oh,
And
totally.
usually it was holding hands. Like that was the big
It
deal.
was so exciting.
Holding hands to go on the midnight hike.
Yes.
I probably wanted thumb.
Of course, but we got someone our own age.
Yeah. I don't even, do you remember who you went on? Well,
Jeff.
yeah, Jeff at the time. Was he there for every camp?
I mean, not when we were younger, but yeah, I think he was during like I wonder if he went after we broke up. But I feel like we were older. I don't think we went anymore.
No.
Yeah.
The only reason he went to church is because you guys were dating. Guaranteed he did nothing with the youth group or the church after you guys broke up. I mean,
Yeah,
you
that
can
sounds right.
verify with your mom, but I'm pretty sure.
Probably. Actually, I have a funny story. So you remember how when he and I were dating, he was very I'll say controlling, and
That's an understatement.
okay. Well, and he didn't want
He
me to talk.
didn't want you to shower when you spent the night with me because my brother might walk
My
in and
Yeah,
see you.
that's so dumb. But he also didn't want me to like talk to guys or anything. And I
Hmm.
remember one one time I actually talked to a guy. And I mean, I didn't cheat at all. But the guy was kind of flirting with me, and I kind of just tiniest bit just talked to him and flirted with him just a tiny bit. And I felt bad, but I mean, obviously didn't do anything.
Yeah.
And it was at like a school. Remember, he was in track, and I would go on the track meets because I
Oh,
got to
yeah.
be the
Yep.
scorekeeper
Yep.
or whatever.
Yep.
And
I
so
do
it was
remember
during one of
that.
those, and that guy was from like Chico or some other
Hmm.
city that
Hmm.
was far away. And which again, I totally didn't do anything except talk to him, but I flirted a little bit. And so I'm like, oh well, I'm never going to see that guy again anyway. He was at church camp, and
What?
yes, and him and Jeff were hanging out. I was like, oh,
How did I not know this?
you must not remember because I was like, like I didn't do anything wrong at all, but I'm like, oh my God, he's going to get so mad at me.
Mystery boy's like, oh my God, I met this hot chick. Her name is Cindy. You should see her. Jeff's
Oh my
like,
God, that's her. And he's
wait.
like, that's my boyfriend. Yeah. Or my girlfriend, whatever. No, I don't think anything ever came of it, but I was just like, he probably didn't even remember. Literally all we did was like, I talked a
Talk.
little.
Yeah.
It's not like
Yeah.
anything happened. So I'm sure he wouldn't have even remembered me, but I recognized him and I was just like, oh my God. It's like I talked to one guy and of course, he has to show up and hang out with my boyfriend.
I don't remember that. God, I wish I remembered that.
Yeah, he was cute.
We have pictures of us at church camp with Thom and Ray, and we should post some of those.
Yes, we should. Do you have any other camp
So
memories?
I remember, well, that's when, so we talked about how you were allergic to everything, so your mom had to make everything. But I remember at church camp, you had that sleeping bag. I want to say it was like Smurfs, or I remember it was blue.
Yeah, it was blue and it had pink and white, I think, flannel on the inside. But
Oh,
she
yeah.
had used little patches. She had sewn patches on it.
Uh-huh.
So it wasn't Smurfs. I mean, like it had a whole bunch
Okay.
of different stuff.
Oh, okay. I remember that sleeping bag.
Yeah, it weighed like 100 pounds.
But our cabin leader was a mom and her daughter was at camp, and I don't know if maybe she had like cancer or leukemia or something, but she wore a wig. Do you remember?
Oh,
Her mom was like white blonde feathered hair, typical early
Don't
80s.
remember that at all.
And her daughter had this beautiful red hair. I remember the mom's, her name was Lynn.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
Okay. So I remember she ended up giving me a pair of Nikes.
Oh.
And they were like the Cortez Nikes, which I don't know if you know what those are, but back in the 80s, they were like the cool Nikes. And they were purple. They were like a light purple with a swoosh. And she wanted to give them to me. And I was like, because I knew.
The daughter?
No, the mom.
The mom. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the mom wanted to let me have them. But I felt like my parents wouldn't believe me that somebody just gave me these Nikes. So I asked her to write a letter. So she did. She wrote a letter saying that she was letting me have these, blah, blah, blah. I don't know why. First of all, she probably she gave these to me because she knew I was poor. She's like, her parents are never going to buy her Nikes. I'm just going to let her have these. But she wrote a letter so that I could give it to my parents to be like, look, she gave them to me. Here's a letter showing that she gave them to me. Yeah. Church camp was so much fun. So much. Now, church camp, I remember the cafeteria. I remember the pool. I remember the cabins. I remember everything about church camp. It was so much fun.
Yes. And remember, you'd have like, each cabin would have their turn to have to do the dishes or like clean up the whatever. Each one had their
I totally forgot about that until you just said that, but I do remember that.
Do you remember the they call it the canteen, and you could buy like snacks and candy, but you could buy some crafts. And do you remember those keychain things we'd make with those what was that made out of?
Plastic?
Like a plastic?
Yeah.
Like you weaved the plastic ribbon or string, whatever ribbon.
I forgot about the canteen until you just said that. I totally remember that.
And then remember when the mail would come? You'd be so excited to see if your parents sent you something, or whoever, I guess.
So we didn't really talk about Girl Scout camp, but I also remember at Girl Scout camp, the mail call, like being so excited, like, did I get a letter? Did I get a letter?
Yeah.
I remember at Girl Scout camp, one of my very first letters from my mom, like during the first mail call, of course I got a letter. And my mom, I remember the letter. I probably have it somewhere. I'm sure I saved it. But I remember my mom being like, and my mom had the most beautiful handwriting.
Yes. So did my mom.
Yes, your mom did too.
Did.
They really did. But I remember, like, I loved my mom's handwriting. I so wish that I would have inherited that because she wrote cursive, like your mom probably still does.
Yes.
Actually, I know she does because she still sends me a Christmas card, a birthday card. Your mom still writes cursive. My mom wrote cursive, but my mom's cursive was so beautiful. And I always remember thinking, oh, I wish I could write like that. But my very first letter from my mom, I remember it reading like, it's so weird to be writing you a letter while you're home and in bed and I can go and see you. But yeah. And I'm more than positive I still have that letter. I saved it for all these years.
Great.
Yeah. We didn't really get into Girl Scout camp, but maybe that'll be for another episode. But I
don't remember much. I just remember, I think it was you showed me like that I could just brush my teeth because we had all those like little cots or whatever, and you're like, you can just brush your teeth and spit it out right here. And I thought that was so weird, so I swallowed it, and I remember I didn't feel very good after.
I guarantee it was me that was like, you can just brush your teeth and spit it out right here. You're like, what? That's hilarious. I do. So I have a picture. So our parents were given a list of everything that we need to take with us to Girl Scout camp. And like there was a canteen and reusable silverware. I specifically remember my dad taking me and we went to some surplus store and I got a canteen. Like a canteen. Can you imagine like now a canteen?
Yeah, you screwed the cap off and it had like a strap.
It was round, it had a strap.
Yeah.
I probably have pictures of it. But we had to get all this stuff and I remember like checking it all off. Yep, got it. But I have one of the things was a camera and film. So our parents had to, because again, back then we didn't have cell phones. You had to take a camera with film, flash bulbs if you needed them. But I remember taking pictures because we had tents, but we didn't sleep in them. Our cots were outside.
Right. I do remember that.
Yes, our cots were, I mean, in Northern California, summertime, I would say average temperatures are 110 degrees. So at night, it dropped down to where you could totally sleep outside.
But you know what I wonder of why we did that? Was it after the Oklahoma Girl Scout murders?
What are you even talking about right now?
Have you not heard of him?
No.
Me
Wait,
too.
had you heard about him back then?
No.
Oh,
I just
since
thought of
you've
it
been
right
in
now.
Oklahoma. Yeah. No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, well, I'm not going to talk about it because my mom already told me that when we talk about these things that it scares her. And I'm like, what did we talk about that was scary? She's like, no, it's just scary for me. I'm like, oh, because I didn't think we went into any details at all about anything. But
Running in the back of the park, or like walking home from the
no,
park and almost being abducted.
Well, like the John Bidet thing. She just even though we didn't go into detail about things, she just it freaks her out a little bit, which is fine. But no, look it up because it's horrible. But that makes me wonder if we went after that.
Well, I
think it was after.
I have a picture. I wanted to take a picture of my cot that was outside, and I had my little, hygiene kit at the end of my cot, and I had my little sweater hanging on. I've always been a very organized person, so
of course.
So it was from childhood. You can't blame me.
Mine was a whole desk full of strawberry shortcake dolls with a blanket over them.
Your cot was like not made, and everything was just thrown about and strewn about.
Yep.
No, but I have a picture of I specifically remember, and I did it because like the pictures were square. I remember I did it like this way, so it was like a triangle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, even back then I was getting all bougie and fancy.
Wow.
But I have a picture of my cot with my hygiene. I remember all of that. Yeah, there's no way that, because the tents at Girl Scout camp were tiny. There's no way 8, like you would be lucky if 2 cots fit in there.
Okay.
But I specifically remember, like, one of my most fond memories of Girl Scout camp was making candles. You don't remember it, but there was like a cabin that nobody slept in. It was made into a candle station, and you would get a piece of string that was really long, and you would take the center and you would dip one end and then dip the other, and it would make tapered candles. And you could do different colors, or you could do...
I don't remember that.
Do you remember milking goats at Girl Scout camp?
No. What?
We did.
Did I milk a goat?
I'm assuming you did. We went together. I don't think I ever went to Girl Scout camp without you.
Right. That's weird. Okay. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do you remember also at Girl Scout camp, you couldn't swim, like they had designated swim areas, but you had to take a swim test, and depending on what color you were, that's the area you had to stay in.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh, well, I was blue, which means I could go out all the way to the little platform that you could like dive off of. I see your kitty. I see your kitty, Cindy. Put your kitty away.
That just reminded me, do you remember, which is not camp, but it was Girl Scouts, at the downtown mall where we used to live, the
Dickers?
Well, right, but that mall.
Yeah,
I think it was that mall. There was a Girl Scout thing where there were stations, and you could go to each one and learn something. And one of them was like to roll up your sleeping bag, and one was to like make a fire, make a campfire, and it was all these little survival things for Girl Scouts. I do remember that.
I don't remember that, but I do remember me and my brother we were at the downtown mall for something or other, and there was news there, and they were doing live recordings, and we're like, can we get on the news? And we're like running around in the background.
That sounds right.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that. The Girl Scout training with
I
yeah.
remember that. It was cool. I remember.
It
Oh no,
sounds
it was how
cool.
to make a bedroll, or something about a bedroll. Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't a sleeping bag, but I don't know what it was. But okay,
Do they
so
do camp still? Like, do people send their kids to camp like our parents did?
I don't know. I'll have to ask some parents and see.
That's yeah, because I mean, we spent all summer at camp between church camp, Girl Scout camp, VBS. Like,
Hmm.
we were
Yeah, I
always
know they do
gone.
VBS. I do know because the girl I work with, she does the VBS. Like she works or volunteers or whatever.
So,
She
for
is in
people that don't
charge.
know, VBS is Vacation Bible School. And
Right.
it's like a week long and it's somewhere.
It's so
It's pretty
fun.
much all day. It was so
I think
fun.
most church, or at least Church of Christ, I don't know which churches, but a lot of churches have it. And there will be like a theme. So it might be like
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, like Under the Sea or, Indiana Jones or like, Explorer or something like that. And they always have some really cool themes.
We had so much fun. So
All
much
right.
fun.
B2, we are over an hour.
Oh, so we should do trivia.
Yeah. Is it your turn to give me trivia?
Yes, yes. So last time you did trivia for me and it was like really difficult. They
It
were
was.
really hard.
It was. I'm
So,
so sorry.
okay. Oh, speaking of
Oh, no.
hard, good luck. Good luck, B2.
Speaking of
So,
hard. Oh, sorry.
dirty
Sorry, this is
girl.
drink number 2. What can I say?
Dirty girl. Okay. What political scandal involving the illegal sale of arms to Iran and a diversion of funds to rebels in Nicaragua? Nic- you know what I mean. Was
Yeah, I do.
Oliver North
Brits.
involved in during the 80s? I mean, you can kind of piece it together because it was arms to Iran and a diversion of funds.
Oh, wait. The Iranian Contra thing. Is it
Yes,
Contra?
yes. It's the Iran Contra affair. Good job, B2.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Okay. Thanks
Good
for
job.
the hint.
Yep,
Thanks for the hint.
Yep. You knew it though. You said Iranian Contra. I mean, you were right. Iran Contra affair.
I mean, when you said Iran, I remembered that. Okay.
Yeah. No. Good job. I probably
Ding.
wouldn't have got that. Bing. Okay. Oh, this one's
Great.
yeah. You're gonna feel my pain from last time. What was the name of the pilot who was a resident of a mental facility in the show The A-Team? Did you even watch that? I mean, we already know you pity the fool.
I did watch The A-Team.
Oh,
wait.
Okay. So maybe you know
Right.
this.
So, okay, repeat the question.
What was the name of the pilot who was a resident of a mental facility in the show The A-Team? So the pilot that was a resident of the mental facility. So who was crazy on the A-Team?
I don't know.
Murdoch. You know what's crazy, B2?
Yeah, I don't remember it good enough.
Well, okay, but you know what's really kind of crazy? So I don't know if you've watched the documentaries about it, but the Murdoch murders, it's spelled differently, but the Murdoch murders, and Murdoch was the name of the guy at the mental facility. No, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is not weird to you, but okay. Oh, you'll totally get this one. What was the name of the murderer in the slasher film series Halloween?
That was Michael Myers.
It was.
Am I wrong?
No.
Oh,
I said it was. I said you're right. Bing, bing, bing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
good job.
Okay. I'm 2 for 3.
You will absolutely get this one. If you don't, I'm going to be a little disappointed. Not going to lie.
You're going to punch me?
Which rapper? Yeah. No. Which rapper had the 1992 hit Baby Got Back?
Okay. Oh, that would be Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah, 92,
Baby
baby
got
got
back. Oh,
back.
I look back and we had so much good music in our high school year, even junior high, but high school, I mean, I'm like, I can, and a lot of times I can remember the year a song came out because I'm like, wait, I remember listening to that when I was a junior or what, or a seventh grade,
Hmm.
you know,
This is why you're
like,
good at music trivia. I'm
like Def
terrible.
Leppard, pour some.
Oh, oh. So, okay.
See, I can remember a song, but I can't remember all this other stuff.
Do you remember when we were in high school? So there's a picture of you and I sitting in front of the cafeteria on the steps. We're eating lunch. That was the
Mhm.
same time that the
Yes.
Navy came to our high school. And do you remember the sailors singing Pour Some Sugar on Me? That was that same day that picture was taken.
Oh. Oh, I don't remember.
You don't.
Were they good?
Yes. So there were a couple sailors who, of course, I was like, yay.
Rocked it. Oh, yeah.
I was crushing. There was this one specifically, he was real small. He was like short and kind of a small guy, but I was like, which is funny because my husband now is like 6'2", and this big guy, 6'2", he's 6'8".
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? Did he shrink?
Yeah, no. You don't remember that though? Do you remember the Navy coming to our high school? So
No.
that picture of me and you sitting on the steps in front of the cafeteria where I'm wearing a Yale sweatshirt,
I do, yeah.
that was the Navy was there and they were singing songs, and one of the songs that they did was Pour Some Sugar on Me. You
I don't
have to
remember.
remember that. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't know if you'll get this. I would have gotten this, but I don't know if you'll get this.
Okay.
What
Okay, probably not.
1993 music video by Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg were set at a house party in South Central LA? So I don't even know if you really listen to this music. I've always listened to this kind of music. I still have this kind of music on my, rotation of songs. So think Dr. Dre and Snoop songs first, and then maybe that'll kind of help you get there. I really don't know if you might know this song, but I don't know that this just isn't your kind of music.
I mean, I have some on my playlist, but yeah, you're right. At that time, I didn't really listen to it that much. So what is it? I don't know.
It ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. You know that song?
Okay, I've heard of that, but yeah, I've heard of it, but I wouldn't have guessed it.
Yeah. That was just not. It wasn't your genre.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
You might get this. You might get this. Which
Okay.
cereal had commercials where the mascot said, "Follow your nose, it always knows"?
A cereal?
Mm-hmm. So think of cereal mascots that have big noses.
Oh, wait. I think it's, wait. They have big noses? Oh, it must be Fruit Loops.
Ding, ding, ding. Yep. Fruit Loops.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Okay.
It sounded familiar, but I don't know.
Oh, you will totally get this. Totally get this. What was the last name of the family on the TV show Family Ties?
Let's see. Family Ties. It was Michael
Yeah, that
J.
was
Fox
the dad.
and
No.
Justine Bateman.
Oh,
yeah.
The dad, I think, was
he was
Michael in the show. I think in the show, though, the dad was Michael.
Oh, okay. Family Ties. The last name? Oh,
I know you know this. As soon as I tell you, you're going to be like, oh, yeah.
okay. What was Michael J. Fox's name in it? The first name? Do you remember? Or his sister, Justine Bateman? What was her name? Because I feel like maybe if I
Valerie.
remember
Her name was Valerie. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember their last name.
I don't remember Michael J. Fox's name in it, though. But I remember Justine Bateman. Her name was Valerie.
And they had a little sister that was blonde. I don't remember their last name.
It's very close to your grandparents.
Oh, is it Keaton with a K-E-A? Now
Yep.
I remember it. Yep. Okay. Yep. I wouldn't have got it without a hint, though.
Okay. I think you would get this one. I think
Okay,
you'll get
let's
this
try
one. What bobsledding team made its debut in 19... Can you guess it now?
The Jamaican bobsled team.
Yeah. So the whole question is, what bobsledding team made its debut in 1988 at the Winter Games in Calgary?
Yeah.
And that would be the Jamaican bobsled team. So good job.
The only bobsled team that anybody's ever heard of, probably.
Yeah. I see your kitty.
She's taking a bath.
Your kitty's hanging out, Cindy.
How's that? She's taking a bath. Don't look at her.
You're going to have to raise the camera so that your kitty's not out. Okay, you just got on. Okay.
I knew I was trying to be good.
Okay, you know this movie, but I don't know if you'll get it from this clue. In what movie did Mel Gibson play the character Sir William Wallace?
That would be, it's the one where he was, okay, wait. Don't tell me, because I know it.
Okay, I'm waiting.
But we'll never take our freedom. What is it called? Braveheart.
Yeah! Ding, 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 ding. Good job, B2.
I just needed a minute. Yep.
Un minuto. That's what you needed, and you got it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh. This is too easy. This is low-hanging fruit, B2. Which Sesame Street character is associated with Rubber Ducky, You're the One, You Make Bath Time Lots of Fun?
That would be Ernie.
It would be. Good job. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm like, don't be trying to trick me. I know it was Ernie.
I know. That's why I was being serious. Ooh.
Okay, give me a couple more and then we have to be done.
Okay, I'll take 3
out. Oh, is it going to be a
out.
hard one?
I don't know. We forgot to tell people also.
No. Give it to me.
No. I forgot. We forgot to tell people. So this is what we're doing, trivia, the Gen X challenge. We got these off of Amazon. Okay,
so fun.
So I have 3 more in my hand. The rest I'm going to put away.
We don't have to check ourselves.
You mean we don't have to fact check Char? Okay, so I know you know this game, but maybe you'll get it from the clue. Which arcade game challenged you to rescue your ship after being captured by an enemy's tractor beam, rewarding you with additional firepower? I so would get this. Yeah, good job. Bing, 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 bing.
So would I played it. Yep.
Yeah. Ooh, your cat looks creepy in the back. Her eyes are like... Okay, she turned away. See you. Is that Ophelia or Ophelia? Wait.
Ophelia.
Yeah. Is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You'll totally get this. On the show Friends, what was the name of the coffee shop where the friends often hung out?
Central Perk.
Yes. Good thing you got that because our faithful listener would have been very upset had you not got that.
Is she a big Friends fan?
Oh, yeah. The little picture frame mold, she has one of those around her little door. She's a big Friends fan, so she would have been very disappointed. You were so gonna get this one too. Why were mine not this easy last time?
I know one of my friends said, "Oh my God, hers are always so hard." I'm like, I don't know, but I get a lot of hard ones too sometimes.
Yours have been very easy today.
I got easy ones.
Yeah, today you got easy ones. Next week, I'm gonna need you to kind of flip through the cards and give me some, because I look like a dumbass while you look very smart, which you are.
Like so big.
Your head is so big. Your forehead. You know, the bigger your forehead, the bigger your brain.
No, so don't say that.
So people
Chris is gonna think he's so smart.
No, seriously, people with those like giant foreheads, typically their IQs are much higher than like somebody without one. Okay. Just do an IQ test with them and see if it applies.
Okay, I can do that.
That's the standard. Okay, so this is the last question.
Okay.
The last one.
Come on.
Genetics challenge. Okay. And you're going to get it. I guarantee it. If you don't,
then I've had too many drinks.
Yeah, I will. I was going to say, I will eat this. I will eat this cord if you don't get it.
That kind of almost, okay.
Yeah. No. Oh, like, you're gonna throw it, so I have to eat it a cord.
Maybe.
Okay, I take it back. I won't eat that. What 80s rock band sang Cherry Pie?
That would be Warrant.
Told you.
Cherry Pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
Feel so good, make a grown man cry. Okay, yeah, nobody wants to hear me sing. We talked about this at the last record that nobody wants to hear me sing.
I didn't hate it when I rode with you.
You're being kind. So, fun fact, or it's not really a fact. This is just fun news. Me and a couple of my girlfriends went to the beach, not last weekend, but the weekend before. And we went to the little sleepy town beach that we always go to. Me and the girls went there. And on Friday night, we decided to go out, hit the town. There's one bar that's open. That's actually a lot of fun. So we all did karaoke. We each did an individual song. Michelle and I ended up doing a duo, which was Hold On by Wilson Phillips. It was what? So here's the funny thing. Michelle actually sings really well. She has a beautiful voice. I do not, but I don't know. She felt like I haven't sung in a long time in front of people and whatever. She still sounded way better than I did, but we did Wilson Phillips Hold On. I have some videos. I will send them to you, but we're not going to post them.
We're not?
No, we're not.
Okay.
It was fun. We would have to get her approval, and she's not gonna approve that because I don't know. I mean, I thought she sounded fine, but she was like, "No, that was terrible." I'm like, "She sounded fine to me. Sounded way better than I did." But we all did a little song, and it was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But
so, did you finish both drinks?
I did.
I just have a little bit left on my second one.
I have a tiny little bit left of this Jameson one. Which
we should be like those.
Let me tell you. This, oh my God.
Is that your favorite of the two?
It was really good. They both were delicious, but
both mine were too.
Well, the strawberry white Russian, I will absolutely drink the rest of these because I have a 4-pack of them.
Nice.
They were delicious, but they're kind of heavy because of all the cream in them.
Creamy, yeah.
But if you want something that's kind of light and already mixed and has some carbonation, that one was...
Go for the spritz.
the spritz. Okay, you know what's funny? My husband is always, he's like, "What'd you just say?" And I'm like, I said, and he's like, that's not what you said. So apparently I just have a habit of like mispronouncing things as I'm talking, even though I know what it is. My head knows what it is, but my mouth says it differently.
Oh, like spritz.
Like spritz, apparently. He's
Okay,
like,
B2.
don't you mean blah, blah, blah? And I'm like, that's what I said. And he's like, no, you didn't. Well, that's what I heard. All right.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
It's that
B2, until
time.
next time.
I don't want it to end.
Well, we got to record again soon because you remember I'm going to be out of town. So
Okay.
we got to do it soon. Next week.
Okay. All right.
All right. Until next time, B2.
Until next time. Oh, wait. Yeah. Wait. There we go.
Cheers.
Cheers.